Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Did I hear somebody say, hoo, hoo, hoo? Let's all do that. Hoo, hoo, hoo. That was extra impressive. I like it. I like it. Good evening. Hope you're all ready for a great night of entertainment and education. What we've got for you tonight is spectacular. It's a rare sight to see because everybody has a business idea. I'm guessing it's in the mid 90% of the population has a business idea. Ooh, I thought of a cool product. I thought of a cool business. I'm imagining what percent of those people make it to a stage like this, or more theoretically, to this stage where they now have learned what it takes, what they need to do to get their business started. I gotta imagine it's 0.5%, maybe less. Everybody has an idea. Very few people do something about it, and do something about it to the level that the folks you're gonna see tonight have done it. So they're taking a huge step here. They're bringing their startup to the world. That's you, by the way. So thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting entrepreneurship. And you're gonna see 16 presentations tonight of the journey that these folks have taken. I'll tell you a little bit more about the journey in a little while to get to where they are. So welcome to TechTown's Start Studio Discovery Showcase. I'm Stefan Cisco, probably should tell you that. And what I'm gonna do right now is first welcome you and then welcome up Christiane Malone. Her title is, I believe, Queen of All That She Surveys. So let's give it up for Christiane.
Thank you, Stefan. So yes, I have a really long title. So welcome again. I always greet my, everyone in the audience with a proper Detroit welcome. What up, though?
Love though.
All right, thank you. So my name is Christiane Malone. I am the Chief Program Officer at TechTown, as well as Assistant Vice President of Economic Development at Wayne State University. And so we are so happy, and I know you are so excited, as we are, to really embrace, to uplift, and to support these 16 founders who are here today, and uplifting our tech and innovation here in Detroit, just as we have been doing for the past 20 years at TechTown. And so for those who you know, we are Wayne State's entrepreneurship hub, and we are at the forefront of fostering tech innovation and ventures, empowering entrepreneurs, and creating a sustainable economic impact in Detroit and beyond. And so through our 20-year history, we have been the only full-service entrepreneurship hub in Detroit, serving every kind of business owner throughout Wayne County, and we're thrilled to be a part of these 16 founders' journeys tonight. And so from tech-based ideas to brick-and-mortar establishments, we provide at TechTown one-on-one coaching, technical assistance, co-working, events, training, and we're happy to welcome you here to our Innovation District. And since 2007, but yes, if you do the math, you're gonna be like, well, that's not 20 years, that's like 17 years. When we started actually tracking the data in 2007, we have now over 6,000 businesses that we have supported, actually over 6,400 businesses that we supported, created more than 300 jobs. And here's the big number. We have leveraged and supported more than $408 million in startup and growth capital. Let's give a round of that. But it takes capital to do amazing events like this, and so this Start Studio Discovery Showcase would not be possible without our sponsors. So we definitely have to give a lot of thanks and kudos and praise, and that includes the Gilbert Family Foundation, the U.S. Economic Development Administration, the William Davidson Foundation, and the Michigan Economic Development Corporations for their generous support. So let's give them a round of applause as well. So as we've been an integral part of Detroit's entrepreneurial ecosystem and throughout the region, we're proud to offer so many programs, and these fine, amazing founders have been a part of that, which also offers education, resources for both early to growth stage small businesses and tech entrepreneurs. And Stefan's going to talk a little bit more about Star Studio, but really we're here today to learn and experience these innovative ideas and support these amazing founders. But in addition to Star Studio, both Discovery and MVP, we have a variety of other initiatives that we have. One of those is our Med Health program, and then also we have MAIN, which is our Mobility Accelerator Innovation Network, which is really dedicated to driving, yes, pun intended, our next chapter of our mobility industry, and really providing a consortium over 7 partners that are moving this new technology forward of how we're going to drive innovation here in the city of Detroit and Michigan and beyond. In addition to that, we are very happy that as you learn about Star Studio Discovery Showcase, Star Studio Discovery, we have our MVP program, we have our MAIN program, we have our Med Health program, we have a variety of other small business programs. We have an amazing team here that is available to assist you in answering any questions for those of you who are here to support your founders that you're so proud of today. We have our TechTown team, we have our entrepreneurs in residence, and so I know Stefan's going to talk and introduce them more formally, but this is an amazing team that is making all of this happen, and so please definitely contact them and reach out to them afterwards if you have any questions, or feel free to subscribe and join our newsletter, our social media, techtowndetroit.org, to sign up for our newsletter to receive all that additional information. And I know you went on that website to register for tonight, so thank you, and thank you to those that donated. We could not have done it without you because your support is creating more opportunities for future and current tech founders. We all share this common vision of a thriving and dynamic city where all people and businesses can flourish. And by supporting TechTown, you're investing in that vision and ensuring a brighter future for our community. So once again, thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you again to our partners, such as Black Tech Saturdays. And I'm going to turn it back over to Stefan to continue more about the Star Studio Discovery program and our team.
All right. Thank you, Christiane. Entrepreneurship, starting a company, is not for the weak, not for the fearful. And it's not for the people who just want to get rich quick, because we all know entrepreneurship is glamorous, right? Oh, it's all about flying the world and, making money. And in case any of you thought that before this program, I think we set you straight, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Everybody who's got an idea comes in and says, I've got a great idea. I think I'm going to go do it. And that's great. If you plan on being your only customer, then that's a perfectly fine plan. At TechTown, we use the lean startup methodology, where the first thing we do is we have you do customer discovery. You discover who your customers are and what pain they have. Entrepreneurs love their solution. It's their idea. It's that thing they want to do. We try to teach them to love the problem, to love the idea of figuring out what is it that makes customers tick. What is it that causes them pain that you can then solve that pain? And then we make them go out and do at least 100 customer discovery interviews. Now, any of you who are thinking, wow, it would be tough to go find a stranger and say, can I ask you some questions? And then ask them a bunch of questions and do an interview out of nowhere. Yeah, it's tough. And we make them do it 100+ times. So that's how glamorous it is. And they've done the work. And as you see by this chart, right, we discover problems. And then the next step is to validate them, to figure out a solution that we could create that will solve the problem. So that's how we do it. And they've taken this great first step where they've gone out, found a bunch of people, and discovered what the problem is. And you'll find out more about that when they give their presentations. And then, next slide, please. We are supported by a wonderful, spectacular, experienced, knowledgeable team. You like how I use all those great words and I'm the first picture up there? Yeah. But I mean, other than me. So, Christiane, who you just met, Nick Slappy, who's standing up here trying to hide, but he won't be hiding for long, so I'm going to turn it over to him soon. Do I have a clicker here? Thank you, sir. See, I got to do it myself. All right. And Amanda Benno, standing over there in the corner. Give the princess wave. All right. They're awesome. They help the program run beautifully. They make sure to keep everybody honest and keep things flowing the right way and getting really good work done. And then we have EIRs, Entrepreneurs in Residence, the coaches. And you're gonna have to stand, turn around and wave. Dave Weber. I can't see him. Mac Hendricks. Colleen Howe. And I don't believe he's here right now, is Jeff Ponders. But we can still clap, absolutely. And there's also something really special that we do, which is we have customer discovery specialists. These are folks that just really know about what makes people tick and how to get to the right answers by asking the right questions so that you're not pursuing a problem that nobody cares about. So let's give it up for Sean McGuire. In the back, Nakeem Edmond. And Zach Sharufi. We're a fantastic team. We have not been polite, we have not been kind, we've pushed to the edges, and I think you'll agree when you see their pitches that, that these folks have done some really great work, and they deserve to be up here on the stage today, and they deserve your support. So thank you for being here. And now I am going to turn it over to Nick Slappy. Oh, Nick! You stopped clapping too soon.
Thank you, Stefan. I appreciate that. What up, Doug?
What up, Doug?
How everybody feeling tonight? Good, good, good. Thank you guys for coming. We greatly appreciate it. I get the honor to introduce our esteemed panel of judges today. We will be here all night if I read every single one of these credentials that I have listed here. So I'm gonna give you the Cliff Notes version. Sounds good? All right, cool. Let's give it up for my man, Justin Tuck. Justin Tuck is the CEO of one of Michigan's largest minority-owned heavy civil contract companies. He is the $1 million winner of the Black Ambition Pitch Competition. 2006, he secured $6 million. Oh, you got $6 million? $6 million in seed investment in 2022 for his company Logistics. He has also has significant advancements in construction technology within his organization. He's involved with Detroit Black Business Alliance as well as Entrepreneur Access Network. Give it up for Justin Tuck. I'm gonna have to talk to you about that $6 million. Our next judge, let's give it up for Adam Burke, Mr. Adam Burke. Adam Burke has 20 years of lean startup experience, specializing in early stage team development and customer discovery. He has trained teams for strategic decisions based on real world experiments and mentor programs for Google AI, for their Social Good Accelerator, and he's the co-author of Startup Program Design. He's also collaborated with organizations such as Parish and TechStars. Give it up for Adam. And last but certainly not least, Miss Tammy Movassis. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm sorry if I butchered that. I'm so terrible. Tammy is a physician entrepreneur and founder of Premier, dedicated to improving health of premature infants. She is developing a lab test that measures blood sugar control in newborns using just 1 drop of blood. Her company has won prestigious awards such as the Mass Challenge Competition and Start Garden Top 100, and she serves as a judge in all of these competitions currently. Let's give it up for Tammy. All right. All right, one more round of applause for yourselves for coming out here today. I know some of you guys had to swim here. I almost did, right? It was tough for a little minute. But I want you to get up out of your seats for a second for me. We've been eating. I need you, everybody stand up. Get up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. There we go. Yeah, let's stretch it out. Let's stretch it out. Let's get them hands up in the air. Let's get them up in the air. Let's get them wiggles going. Get some wiggles going. There we go. Hey, hey, hey. There we go. It's to the side, to the Now I want you to give a large round of applause with those same hands for my man, Adamola Fagata.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you. Who's happy to be here today? I want you to be louder than him. Who's happy to be here today? I love it. I love it. Great. I'm happy to be here as well, but I'm a bit worried. I'm worried, and I think you should be concerned too. Despite great efforts, fossil fuel power plants contribute over 40% of global CO2 emissions, driving climate change and environmental harm. There is a dire need for innovation in this space. Just last year, we engineered a project for DTE Energy to decommission their power plant. So we know firsthand the roadblocks hindering our path to clean energy. My name is Adamola Fagade. I am the founder and CEO of Geoprime Energy. My advisors, Colin Howe and Zach Sharufi. With extensive research and hypothesis, we interviewed 113 leaders in the energy industry. They helped us narrow down our problems and devise corresponding solutions. The current state of power plant decommissioning is plagued with a series of problems, issues that affect safety, compliance, issues that increase timelines, cost, but the future state will utilize EcoFox, our flagship software that will streamline this process and yield groundbreaking results. Reduction of timeline to 50%, cost up to 30%. At Geoprime Energy, we are dedicated to bringing innovation to the energy space. We have 3 other business units in R&D, and we can guarantee that we can make a difference when it comes to clean energy generation. Our flagship software, EcoFox, has amazing features that can bring success to this space. For my business, other businesses, other utility companies, governmental agencies, we guarantee success in efficiency, safety, and compliance. With your help, GPE will change the world. It will secure a cleaner future for our children. Thank you. Questions?
Solid presentation, thank you. I appreciate it. So, first question for me, decommissioning a power plant.
Yeah.
Could you describe that process to the crowd? Is that your target market, power plant decommissioning?
Yes, current business units, we have 4. This is our main focus right now. And so that process usually, imagine power plants as old as, they were built in the 60s, the 70s, right? My personal experience, by the way, a lot of the documentation that should teach us how to properly decommission it, because we can't just go in there and tear it down. We have governmental agencies that literally monitor us. We can go out of compliance, get fined up to $1 million a day. You know, we all want the same thing. We all want a cleaner, brighter future, but we have so many issues, so many roadblocks affecting us and affecting and slowing the process down. So, you know, the kind of problems that, you know, that we experienced helping DTE, decommission St. Clair, is something that could be streamlined, right? It's something that with the right technology, which we do have available to us today, we can actually get it done faster, cheaper, more efficient, and safer. If you have any experience with power plants, people die running them, people die decommissioning them. We can't go and tear them down. We have to mind the environment. We have to plan for a cleaner, better future, right? And which means transforming to a cleaner energy hub. And so with extensive research and personal experience, we're quite confident that, you know, EcoFox will make a huge difference in making this a reality for us.
Can you just explain? I don't know what it means to decommission a plant. Can you back up with that?
Of course. When you start a new plant, you commission it, right? There's a lot of preliminary work that goes into it. There's a team of minimum a dozen companies that come together to help a utility company like DTE make that a reality, right? You have abatement, you have overhead transformer guys, the underground guys. It's truly a marvel. It's a beautiful thing, right? The same thing goes into decommissioning, right? It's a systematic process, and so you do have to, just the same way you commission a power plant, you have to systematically decommission it. That way you don't cause complication, you don't mess up the grid, and you also give space for future investments, which could, and as we expect, be clean energy.
Easy or hard question?
Hit me.
Hard one?
Hard.
What were you wrong? What did you learn that you were wrong about during your first 50 interviews?
Say again, please.
Something you learned that you were wrong about during your first 50 interviews. So, a conversation you had. Yeah.
I thought, since I had personal experience with DTE, I had it all figured out, right? I'm so glad I started this program. It helped me dive deeper and actually get out of my head a little bit, forgot everything that I knew, and actually I sought the opinion of leaders, operators, managers, and it changed my perspective. I had a host of problems that I thought I could solve at the same time, but they helped me narrow it down to the point where it became so clear to me, and I'm just extremely grateful for the opportunity.
Great job.
Thank you, guys.
I'll give another round of applause for my man Adamola. Looking good in that blue suit. See them shoes? Look how shiny them shoes is, baby. Yeah. All right, I want you to keep that energy up, keep it high. Give me another round of applause for our next founder, Miss Autumn Washington.
Hello, everybody. My name is Autumn. I'm a fashion designer, and I've spent over $100,000 to get a fashion degree just to become a struggling artist. That's why I made it my mission to help fashion designers that are struggling to succeed due to a lack of resources. So I had to find out what that resource was. I started my journey with my incredible team of Jeff and Sean with my initial hypothesis, which was that minority designers need a platform where they can promote their products, sell their products, and communicate with other designers all together. Through 102 interviews, I discovered that it was actually emerging streetwear designers that were utilizing promotional tools through social media to increase their engagement and their traction in the hopes of increasing their sales. The problem with this was that they were getting more views, they were going viral, but they still weren't seeing an increase in sales. There was something that was in the way from these brands to expanding their customer markets. I found out that that something was that these brands had not yet identified their true customer persona. They were using these promotional tools to reach anybody, but they really just need to reach their specific somebody. Which leads to my solution, a way for brands to get matched with their specific customer segment quicker and more effectively. All the customer has to do is do what they do all day anyway, swipe. The customer is presented with streetwear items and they swipe if they like the product or not. When they like the product, they get matched with that brand. The more the customer swipes, the more specific and precise those product features become to their persona. The customer's matches also refresh to stay updated and more precise with their specific segment, and the customer can communicate directly with their matches and purchase directly from them. With providing the solution to potential customers and brands, this idea is a go. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Question. So I understand that the application for the consumer I did not catch, who are you selling to in this scenario? The consumer or the business?
That's a good question. So I'm selling to the brands because they want to invest in ways to get to their customer segment, and they don't know how yet. So we're inviting customers to swipe through this app for free, but we're just trying to use their analytics to find out who they are as a customer. So it's really for the brands to invest into.
Follow-up question. So in your research, did you identify what these companies are spending as far as marketing dollars, and then what percentage of that you're able to reduce their cost to, and what ROI looks like for them? Was that identified?
So I have not yet got an exact number, but I can email you with a follow-up with that. I know that right now they're spending money to like Instagram to, promote through ads, and Shopify for promotion as well, and SMS notifications.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So you said that the brands are, you're marketing towards the brand, but what exactly is your business model? Like, how would you charge, or how would you make profit?
So I would charge a monthly subscription for the brands to be able to be featured on this app. For the customers, it would be free.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your riskiest assumption going forward?
I'm sorry?
What's your riskiest assumption going forward? What needs to be true about a specific, either on the customer side or the brand side, when you build your MVP?
So sorry, I'm just trying to, so you're saying?
So like you're saying they're 100 people are gonna swipe, or the brands will pay you to go off of the business model question. So like what needs to be true over the next few months? If you built an MVP, what would you want to learn to be true about your business or the customers? Or
So I would want to basically solidify that like this is the quickest and the most effective way for brands to be connected with their customer. So more than any other resource that they have out there now, they don't really have to put in that much work into it. They just let the customer find them.
Awesome. You don't have to answer on stage, but how would you know that to be true? But you don't have to answer. Don't answer that question in front of everyone. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, y'all give another round of applause for Autumn Washington. Yeah. Now let's keep that energy up for my man. You can't help but not to smile when you see him. The big fella, my guy, Mr. Calvin. Man, baby.
74% of men and 70% of women believe that they communicate better with their own gender in comparison to the opposite gender. This is new text. We are bridging the communication gap between men and women. Let's meet the team. It's myself, Calvin Mann II, visionary and CEO. We also have Dave Weber and Nakeem Edmonds. Let's meet Sarah and John. Sarah and John, they love each other, but they often argue. Sarah believes that John is too cold, and John believes that Sarah is too emotional. This leads to many misunderstandings and fights. After another big blowout, John and Sarah realized that they really need help. But like most of us, they don't know where to turn. We did 145 interviews. And from those interviews, we ran into a gargantuan problem. And that is, couples struggle to understand each other when they're communicating. And this is where New Text steps in. New Text is an AI-powered app. and it translates emotional language into clear, concise messages, and vice versa. It adds emotions to bland or dull messages. So think about it. John will be able to grasp Sarah's feelings without feeling overwhelmed. And Sarah will actually be able to understand John's perspective without feeling diminished. So think about that. Think about all the other couples going through similar situations and what this could do for them. So join us in revolutionizing relationships one text at a time. Thank you.
You can keep the cadence. It's nice.
All right. So you mentioned the use of AI in your product. I'm sure you're aware of concerns about the hallucinations regarding AI. So when you think about AI being able to read emotions and make it very specific for your partner, how are you going to de-risk the platform for that?
How am I going to de-risk?
De-risk the text platform for that scenario.
And can you specify what you mean by de-risk?
So AI hallucinates, and you're saying that the emotional text that somebody uses, you're going to use AI to convert that to something that I guess is a lot more reasonable for the opposite sex or your spouse or whatever. How do you intend to handle that with the way that we identify AI right now? Some of the concerns.
To answer that specifically, and to be very frank, I wish you could go out with me and interview these people, because the problem is so big. People are ready to attach a third party that's non-human to help this problem, because, like I said, it's that big. So I haven't run into the risk or people having a problem with the AI.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so really, maybe to build on that a little bit, first of all, I agree, it seems like it's a really needed kind of, improving communication between couples is essential, so I applaud you for taking on that. But I guess the question is, how do we know that it's properly translating it into the emotion? You're doing it by gender, but every woman's different, every man's different. So how do we know the AI is going to know how to interpret that particular person's message into the needed emotion?
To answer it directly, I wish I had an example for you, but it does it. It reads straightforward messages, and it adds emotion, like this is how a person feels, and it has like a background. I can't specifically answer it as to how it does.
I see. So what it's doing, it's not changing the message, it's reading it with emotion. Is that what it does then?
It does. It offers a suggestion as to how they can actually send the message and receive it. So it offers like a prompt. If it's too straightforward, this is what it looks like with emotions, and etc.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so my first question is not a question. It's sort of applauding you and the program and the process. A lot of people talk about how they can't, either they can't find customers or they don't want to do that work or they just want to build a solution. So good job talking about 145 people. That being said, can you get into how'd you do that? Did you talk to couples? Did you talk to them separately? I mean, that's fascinating. Can you, as much time as we have left?
Sure. I don't know if you saw me peek my head out.
How'd you source them? How'd you like
okay,
as much as you can get into?
Okay, so it was shooting fish in a barrel. So I went, to be very specific, I went down to the Riverwalk or people in public, and I specifically looked for couples to see if they would, talk and correspond. And so mostly I would try to reach out to couples, but also individuals. We all have been in relationships, so we understand kind of that perspective, but mostly I talk to couples.
Smart.
From there. Thank you.
Y'all give it up for my man, Calvin. You done stole my clicker, man, and put it in his pocket. I need that new text app, man. Where my wife at? Man, struggles, right? Anybody married? Take my wife, please. Right? Bad joke, I'm sorry. Y'all give it up for my man. Keep that energy high. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up for my man and them, Mr. Daniel and Zach Easterly.
How's everybody doing? Wonderful. So imagine with me a world where every daily activity not only made you more healthy, but also generated energy that powered the very buildings that you walk in, the very companies you work with, the very gyms that you work out in. At Energy Acres, we're attempting to turn calories into kilowatts by harnessing kinetic energy. My name is Daniel Easterly, and alongside my brother Zachary Easterly and our amazing team, we did 165 interviews. Through those 165 interviews, we wanted to understand if gyms and locations that are very large with high daily activity will be interested in reducing their energy cost, reducing their carbon emissions, and also generating revenue from harnessing kinetic energy. The 4 problems that we discovered through our 165 interviews is 1, that gyms and large companies and manufacturing firms spend upwards of $3,000 or more on energy cost. 2, outfitting large gyms and locations with sustainable solutions can get into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. 3, a gym or a large location has a carbon footprint that contributes significantly to the amount of carbon emissions that is created each year. And last but not least, there is so much potential energy that goes unharnessed with repetitive human energy, right? So what if we could ultimately harness that energy? So through this process, we created the idea for an AI energy harvest pen. The AI energy harvest pen uses piezoelectric materials and electromagnetic conductors to harvest, store, and capture kinetic and vibrational energy. It easily attaches to any gym equipment or machine and harnesses that energy. We believe outside of our technology, it will do a couple of things. It will cut energy cost. It will provide a cost-effective harvesting solution. It will reduce carbon emissions, and it will allow us to utilize lost energy. Through our company, we are now looking for investors to help us with R&D and to build our MVP. And at Energy Acres, we're not just trying to harness kinetic energy. We're also attempting to not only just empower gyms, but also empower you. Thank you.
I want to start with the problem. All right. Yeah. All right. So your solution is brilliant and necessary, and love it. On the problem side, we saw that opening slide, falling in love with the problem and the customer. Who's your early adopter? So gyms, I'm picking on you a little bit, but gyms is very monolithic. Like, who is your early adopter? Is it independent gyms, big chains at universities? I think I saw something on a slide there. Like, through your customer discovery, which gyms have the problem, know they have the problem, are actively trying to solve it, and are, probably going to be your early adopter?
Through our process, we've interviewed all of those segments, but we came down to initially our early adopters being gyms, right? Because they create a large amount of waste, right? Gyms like LA Fitness, Anytime Fitness, or a couple of the gyms that we've talked to.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds really incredible. Are other people doing this now, and what makes your solution unique versus potential competitors?
So there are other companies currently in the kinetic energy space, but none are planning to be as cost effective as us, right? None of them are as easily attachable or movable as ours will be, right? There's a lot of kinetic energy products that are more expensive, heavy in cost, right? And then our platform, the way we intend to allow it to attach will just make us different in the market. And the return on investment is significant, right? Because it harnesses human energy as well as mechanical energy to basically give that return. And then the price point for our solution, based on what we looked into manufacturer-wise, will give that return as well.
Fantastic, thank you.
First comment, I think you were very specific with the problem, so I appreciate that, and the amount of people that you interviewed, so that's important. The thing that I'm struggling with, and maybe you cleared this up in the presentation, is this retrofitted to existing equipment? When you're saying you're targeting gyms, how exactly are they actually producing energy? Is it retrofitted to existing equipment, or where does it go in the gym to actually?
So we're planning to retrofit existing equipment, right? And I think that would make it more accessible to everyone instead of having to replace every gym equipment, because again, there's things on the market kinetic energy wise, like treadmills and so on and so forth, that they have to uphaul all of their already existing equipment. The reason we went with the Harvest Pen, the Harvest Clip, is because it gives us the ability to harvest that energy in an effective way.
So let me follow-up question. So your customer, while you're saying your entry point is the gym, it's actually the owner of the equipment. So whoever is producing the equipment, you've got a target of who you can retrofit this device to.
Yes, sir. And that's exactly why we're looking for additional partners and additional systems with research and development, so that we can make those additional connections outside of the gyms that we already know want the product, right? We want to be able to build those additional partnerships that help us bring this overall to life.
It's a follow-up question. When you did your research, I'm curious to know how many gyms actually own their equipment and they can actually augment it versus the original owner and going back to them to get the equipment retrofitted on before it's delivered. Did you find out any data on that?
We found out a little bit data, but we didn't get a chance to go deep, right? We could find out a little bit more about it, but yes, for the most part, we did.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another round of applause for Daniel and Zach Easterly. Now keep that energy up. Keep those hands clapping for my next participant, Mr. Darren Vaughn.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Thanks. Appreciate it. Listen, I got a big problem, and I need everybody's help in here. Justin, Tammy, Adam, I need you to really think about this, all right? My son won't do his homework. Sorry about that. My son won't do his homework. Every time I ask him to do his homework, I look at his computer screen, I see some flickering on his glasses, right? What's he doing? He's online doing something, right? Social media, whatever it may be. So I'm an engineer. I've been all over the world, Japan, Germany, and I've asked my colleagues about their education, right? So I'm trying to figure out, how can I link STEM education and social media, right? So that's what our business was formed to do. This is my team here. We were very wrong about our first two hypotheses. Number one, we thought that we could use social media to teach high school students STEM. We were wrong. Next, we decided if we put social media in the hands of parents, that then we could help students learn STEM. Again, we were very wrong. High school students don't want to learn on social media, all right? Now, we finally came up with a hypothesis that worked around middle school parents wanting to make math and reading scores more robust. These were the three problems that we had. Middle school parents desire supplemental education that focuses on reading and math. Next, they want something that's going to engage their student. And lastly, they want something that's going to give their student confidence and also focus on social, emotional learning. So, we're very close to finding a solution. We don't have a solution at this point, but through our 80 customer discovery interviews, we've been able to hone our target market, our segment, and we also have a solution that we're very close to releasing. So, our current status, it means we're a go. There's nothing stopping us, and we're very confident about our audience.
I'll go last.
Okay. I think actually it's to be applauded for you not to come up here and say something that wasn't true. So you've identified some things that weren't necessarily the path you should go, and you've pivoted on that. Question, when you're saying you're still trying to discover that, are you discovering that this is going to be a consultation service? Is it a software platform? Have you gotten to that point yet on how you're going to identify the middle school students or train them?
So actually, you know, there are many different directions that we can go with it. Consulting, not so much. We actually want to have a solution that can be utilized to increase the math scores, the reading, the STEM scores, and again, parents are concerned with reading because guess what? Schools only measure in what? Math and reading, right? So we want to kind of break that as well. We want to give students more rich experiences, but as far as if we're choosing a platform versus a consultation service, we didn't solidify that just yet.
Okay. Hey, real quick follow-up question. You started in high school, you pivoted to middle school. Was it that the problem was bigger in high school or the opportunity was bigger in high school? Why did you start high school?
So I started off with high school because I figured where I was thinking about real life application in STEM, that high school students would be able to grasp it easier. But the gap at high school is so wide, I had to go back to somewhere such as middle school to help build their foundation.
Appreciate it. I'll pass it on.
So to follow on that, how did you think about elementary school? Because if you really want to go back to foundation.
Certainly, I thought about elementary school as well. From my customer discovery interviews, for example, one parent had a third and a fourth grader, and she talked about the difference in their outcomes with learning. The third grader only knows learning electronically and virtually. The fourth grader knows being in person. So there's something about that student interaction, being collaborative, and them being able to work together and bounce off of each other that is still very, very prevalent and is very meaningful right now. But yes, I did think about elementary school.
So why would you think why do you think middle school is the right?
Right, because in elementary school it's very foundational. When you get to middle school, there's an opportunity to say, hey, did what we do in elementary school work or did it not work? And if we go all the way to high school, we have a large gap that we have to fill. So middle school was the best, forgive the play on words, middle point to address what we needed to address.
Great, thank you.
I'll just add a little bit to what Justin said. It's hard enough. It's so hard to admit when you're wrong, and it's even harder to do it in front of all your peers and friends. So I commend you on that. I also love how you went through sort of an iteration. Like we were, startups are a journey, not a destination. It's not just all the fancy stuff that you were talking about. It's a process. So I love that slide of we were kind of wrong here, we learned something. We're kind of wrong, now we're getting somewhere, and it's just the beginning. So I love that. I don't really have a question if you want to talk about the chosen segment and their problems going forward, but you can also take a break. And why don't you do your homework? No, I'm just kidding.
No. So you asked more about the chosen segment?
If you want, yeah.
Right, so.
Your option.
Right, the chosen segment was middle school parents. And again, those 3 problems that I outlined on those earlier slides, those were the problems that we were focusing on, that confidence and social emotional learning, that reinforcement of the math and the reading, and of course, being able to engage the student. Yep. Thanks a lot.
All right, another round of applause for my man, Darren Vaughn and his son. Imagine being told in front of 100 people that you better do your homework. It's tough, right? Y'all keep that energy going. Keep it up, keep it up. How we feeling? We feeling good? Feeling great? All right. Keep them hands clapping for my mans, Jacob Goldberg.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I know what it feels like to be alone. In 2019, while studying in university for a degree in psychology and sociology, I was sexually assaulted and then stalked for around 6 months into and through the first half of the pandemic. But I know that I'm not alone in understanding what this isolation feels like. Worldwide, people still feel the reverberating effects of the COVID pandemic. Everything may be open, but we are still closed off. Many of us have tried to look for therapy in order to help with our problems, but we have been unable to do so due to the high costs and lack of availability. Through 105 interviews conducted with both patients and therapists alike, we have confirmed that telehealth therapy has been adopted in order to try to meet this demand. However, its effectiveness has varied and still leaves much to be wanted. One less talked about form of therapy is exposure therapy, which is highly effective but expensive and difficult to conduct. VR exposure therapy meets in the middle. Through the last 5 years of my research into therapeutic applications of mixed reality technology, I would like to introduce you to HARP, the Human Artificial Reality Program. HARP utilizes the power of virtual reality to provide an individual with the ability to independently, or with the assistance of a therapist, create tailor-made custom exposure therapy environments, providing the masses with the ability to create environments in an affordable, accessible, and effective way. Throughout my time with TechTown, HARP has evolved from an idea of a virtual reality therapy into a program that utilizes, excuse me.
You're good? You got it. Cut the music real quick.
It has evolved into a program that uses virtual reality to enable participants to face their anxieties and their fears in a controlled and replicable environment. I look forward to you all joining us as I help create.
Oh, I love that you did your research on this space. I know telehealth is a area that's growing tremendously. When you think about HARP, I imagine being able to use your smart device for remote health is a big win for that market. Explain to me that it sounds like there's a hardware play here for you to be able to meet somewhere in the middle. Is there a cost that's going to be a more absorbent for the patient in this model versus traditional telehealth?
Absolutely. Exposure therapy traditionally is incredibly expensive, as I said. Virtual reality therapy has around an 80% cost reduction in comparison to traditional exposure therapy.
And compared to telehealth, what's the cost? What is the cost increase to telehealth?
To telehealth, that's a great question. In comparison to telehealth, it's not really, hasn't been traditionally in the same market.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that this is really much needed improvement on what's out there for mental health. My question is that telehealth is provided by providers who are licensed and has to be in each state. And in fact, until COVID, a lot of telehealth wasn't allowed for states, and then they made changes because of the pandemic. Where would virtual reality fall in? Because you sort of said people might be able to do it on their own as well. What's sort of the legal implications of that?
So therapists have a wide range of, they have a lot of independence when it comes to how they actually conduct their therapy with their patients. So HARP will be more of a tool for them rather than a therapy in and of itself. But a therapist who lives on one side of the state will be able to, be one-on-one with a patient on the other side of the state conducting this type of therapy.
So it's still prescribed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There will be an exploratory element where an individual could download the application to see how it works so they can feel more comfortable prior to actually conducting some sort of therapy with a provider.
Thank you.
I'll just say great job, and
Yeah, May.
What was the most surprising thing you learned through your customer discovery interviews?
It was very impressive to see that people could imagine this type of therapy without me having to mention it. It was something where, I said, what do you think about virtual reality and therapy? And everybody said something along the lines of an exposure therapy, whether or not they knew the terminology or not. Being in environments that you wouldn't traditionally have access to.
And that was on the participant side?
Sorry?
That was on the participant side mostly? You said the participant and the provider are looking at like a two-sided.
Yeah, both therapists and participants, both therapists and patients. Thank you. Sorry.
No, great job.
Y'all give another round of applause for Jacob Goldberg. Keep that energy going, keep that energy going for our next participant, Miss Jasmine Woodruff.
Good evening, everyone. Did you know that American children spend on average about 6 hours a day on social media platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch? As a matter of fact, my son is back there on YouTube right now. So with that being said, that discrepancy led me to come up with a solution to get kids engaged more in tech education. One second, I'm sorry. This is not my slide. Other way. Oh, sorry. There we go. This year, I decided to join TechTown's customer discovery program, where I was assigned a coach and a customer discovery specialist. Together, we tested a bunch of hypotheses. I conducted 158 interviews with parents, youth organizers, and school admins. Initially, I thought the issue was that there was a lack of access and awareness to tech education programs. While this sort of holds true, the issue runs a little deeper than that. Parents expressed that they would like something that is affordable, something that's beneficial long-term, and something that the kids will be engaged in. So with that being said, after I conducted my research, I found out that my target customer were school-aged children, preferably middle school-aged children, their tech-savvy parents that their children spend 3 hours or more online. With that being said, in conclusion, Woodruff Youth and Technologies would like to build an online digital platform that teaches kids digital literacy, digital safety, and digital media arts. This platform will also have an AI-powered personal tutor and will mimic a social media environment like YouTube and Twitch. Also, part of my discovery that as parents express the need for something that would help during what they face during the pandemic, during the digital literacy challenges. So with all that being said, what does support looks like? Well, we need developers, funders, and testers. So if you know anybody, please send them my way. Here's my information on the screen. Thank you for your support.
Going first again? Nope. Okay. I don't know if I have a question to start. My son, I went through this with my son, trying to find a tutor, a math tutor for him. So explain to me, I do have a question. Explain to me traditionally how somebody searches for a tutor for their child versus what you're actually offering the parent in this solution. I understand some of the different features, but what would the process look like in your platform?
So on the platform, it will more so be like a subscription-based platform. You sign up for an account. And so right now, the avenue is digital literacy, right? So if they're taking a course and they have any questions, part of the support for that course will be an AI-powered tutor. So they can ask that tutor on that platform, information about the videos, about the courses, and things like that. Now, if you're referring to something outside that's outside source for tutors, I haven't got that far yet. I didn't think about that yet. So that would be actually a great idea to have, incorporated with the platform, but that's something I haven't thought of.
Okay, so let me just clarify if I understand the business model then. So you're not targeting students who need help. You're looking for kind of like a companion as kids go through school, just to navigate the day-to-day challenges.
This is a platform that teaches kids digital literacy. So like coding, hardware, software, just the digital aspects, like what is information technology. Parents express that they use these platforms all the time. Their kids use this platform all the time, but when it comes to troubleshooting and what the innovation of it, what is this stuff, the background of it, that's where the gap is. They don't understand by me being in tech, I want to explain what tech is to children.
Okay.
So they can have avenues and know what tech is and look for future careers in tech.
Understood. Thank you.
So is the personal tutor an AI tutor or it's a real person?
AI tutor.
So again, how would I guess I'm not, so in other words, the student is asking a question to the AI tutor, and so if they're using, if you could walk me through the process a little bit.
So for like example, so if I want to have a built-in AI tutor, I'll have to go through like a prompt layer engineer type setup to basically train the AI to know what my platform is, and just in case they ask questions, maybe for example, the kid is building an application or a game, right? They want to know if it's a specific code. Well, they can, if there's something wrong with the code, they can put it into the AI tutor like, hey, my code is not working. What's wrong with the code? The AI tutor will spit back out, this is what's wrong with your code, right? Or if, for example, they're learning a video about, I don't know, graphic design, and they're confused. So, okay, what is CSS? They can ask the AI tutor, can you show me or, tell me step by step, what is CSS? And the AI tutor will spit back out that information of, go a little deeper into probably what the video content is on that platform.
Right, so my question about that is it, if it's really a tutor, let's say, you really wouldn't want it to just correct the code. You'd want it to
explain,
teach it.
Right, exactly.
You want it to actually teach, what do you think is wrong with it? Maybe you should look at this part. So would it be spitting back the code, or would it actually be sort of?
I haven't got that far yet. I want to test that and see that out, but that's a good question. I haven't got that far yet.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wrong is hard to say, and I don't know is really hard to say. Oh, we ran out of time. Good job. Good job.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Keep that energy up. Keep it up. Keep those hands clapping for our next presenter, Mr. J.C. Price.
Remember your favorite childhood teacher? Imagine how much time it took to prepare for your fondest classroom memories. Now imagine if every teacher you had the tool set to be that impactful and automated at that. That's parallel. Here's the team. With blended expertise in AI, education, and user experience, we're here to enhance the classroom and drive practical change. Parallel started with a simple idea: to help teachers reclaim their time. Most of us know how overworked teachers are. We imagine an app that will help teachers reclaim their time in a way that would enhance their ability to do what we want them to do and the reason they signed up, to interact with their kids. There are three major pain points that I would like to address from our discovery. One, 100% of teachers agreed that automating their most mundane tasks would increase their likelihood of staying in the profession. Two, 80% of educators agreed that grading took up most of their non-instruction work, yet the least brain power. And three, 100% of urban school administrators surveyed are looking for equitable ways to assess student progress besides standardized testing, which led us to our solution of a full feedback loop. And our full feedback loop starts from the top. First, curriculum directors and teachers will be able to fully automate their workflows, their lesson plans, things of that nature, without the help of third-party tools. Next, administrators will be able to easily identify gaps in student progress without the need of external data analysts. And finally, after those equitable assessments, districts will receive AI recommendations from us in regards to their academics without the need of outside consultants. That is 3 vendors rolled into one, creating a quick, iterative education environment never before possible within schools. We're very confident about Parallel's future based on our research and our ability to build it. I'm happy to take questions.
Outstanding presentation. Can you explain, maybe you said this earlier and I missed it, but in the education space, there's obviously a lot of experience needed to take a product like this to scale. Do you have any experience in this space that leads you to believe that their problem was there and why you started this in the first place?
Well, I do have experience in education. I worked in the school for about a year. I've worked within the school environment for about 6 years as a coach in high school basketball and football. I think you asked what specifically made me want to go into this type of problem.
Correct.
Honestly, the year that I did work in the school, half of the staff was new, including myself, right? And then the next year, half of the staff was new again. So at that particular charter school, it was about a 50% churn year over year.
And I know you only have 2 minutes to do your presentation. I just encourage you as you scale, grow the business, make sure that you talk about that emotional connection because that churn is a real thing and you experience firsthand. So,
gotcha.
Great job.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've identified a very big problem in education with the teacher turnover rate and low satisfaction. You talked about the AI doing grading of papers, because I know that that is something that teachers complain about how much time it takes them out of the classroom to grade. The problem if you have AI do it is that I think the teachers get to learn more about the students by sort of looking directly at their work. Can you speak a little bit about how that might work? Or?
Not papers, and I totally agree with you on that same premise that teachers need that type of connection with their students in order to properly educate them, right? This is more so for like worksheets. Pretty much if, you know, back in your days, if you can go back, you know, to remembering that, you would see different students actually inside, like maybe during their lunch hour, during their prep hour, helping them out grading. You might see them skip their prep hour or their lunch hour to get some of this work done. So it'll be more that type of grading that, you know, like, is really just like checkbox stuff.
Yeah, like multiple choice.
Yeah, right. Multiple choice, worksheets, things of that nature, where it's more so, did you understand the concept?
Got it, thank you.
Just first recognizing that churn is the problem for sort of the district or the people hiring, and then the out of class activities. I love that slide. Your problem slide is the problem for the teachers, right? So maybe you'll get saved by the bell, but if you want to get into some stories of the interviews with the teachers themselves and maybe some fun stories of them either complaining or telling you examples of, you know, actual pain points or things that they've done, or it's just some of the richness of the interviews I'm interested in.
So initially, we started off with the understanding of helping teachers out as far as lesson planning, grading, things of that nature. That's something that I think we all have a good concept of. I would say one of the more interesting stories is when I started talking to the administrators, and they were actually, literally right now, most of them are looking for different data analysts, and they're looking for other ways to assess the progress of their students besides going with, like, specifically in Michigan, the M-STEP, right? So in regards to standardized testing, it's not equitable. It's not possible to make it equitable. So the idea is that if you have, the idea of an assessment is to measure how fast you're going and where you're at this moment. But if I clock you as a dolphin to climb a tree, that's not what, that won't give us a good understanding. So that's what this idea is.
All right, round of applause, round of applause, round of applause, round of applause, round of applause. And I want you to keep that energy up for my next group. Let's give it up for Joey and Dr. Nikita Jones.
Detroit, we got a problem. Every dollar you spend at a national chain restaurant 85% of that leaves our community, creating a deficit and destroying our neighborhoods. Introducing LocalZ. LocalZ is a platform that makes it easy and convenient to buy from locally owned restaurants. Let's take a look at my team. My beautiful wife, Dr. Nikita Jones, Colleen, and Nakeem. We did 123 interviews. And I'm gonna tell you, we were on a mission to find out why these corporations were not buying from locally owned restaurants. We found out there was a couple problems. Most of these restaurants weren't on the large catering platforms. They didn't have electronic receipts. And their their website was tough to navigate. Let's meet Jack. Jack's my man. Jack is a pharmaceutical sales rep, and he spends over $70,000 a year on lunch and learn catering. Jack also likes to support local restaurants, so Jack chooses LocalZ. LocalZ provides him access to all the locally owned restaurants in this area, making Jack's customers extremely happy. Jack's also happy. The restaurant's happy because they're making more revenue. And most importantly, that 85% stays in our community to help build jobs, opportunity, and wealth. This project is a go. We're seeking funders. We're seeking funders, restaurant owners, and interviewers. Thank you. If you have any questions, please.
A great presentation. So one of the things that, and this is not my space, but what I've heard or read is that why some of the smaller businesses are not on these major platforms is cost prohibitive, meaning what they have to pay versus to support being on that platform. So can you explain to me what the differentiator for you is as to grow your business, but also provide a service that can compete with like the larger entities that don't have necessarily this target market of businesses on their platform?
Yeah, that's a great question. First, I think their prices are outrageous. I think they're a little bit high. And number two, I think with the advancement of technology, especially with AI, a lot of the companies that are going to be built right now are going to be built with less people. So I think we're going to have a lot less overhead costs, than the other companies that are already out there.
Okay, thank you.
I thought it was a great presentation, but are you catering to the medical space specifically?
Good question. Yes, we're starting off in the medical space because, as you know, you're in the medical industry. You guys get meals pretty much every single day.
Well, I guess I was going to ask about that. I'm actually not a practicing physician now, but my understanding is that there's less of it because of conflicts of interest. Like over time, I think that less of the reps are allowed to provide food because you can't get like medical credit if the lunch has been paid for. And have you dealt with any of those issues? Have you?
No, I see it actually growing. The reps that I interviewed, some of them do 7 to 8 lunch and learns a week, so it's not slowing down any.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
We're getting into the eighth or ninth pitch, so I'll recycle.
I can't hear. I'm sorry.
I'll recycle any of my questions. So either the most interesting thing you learned from your interviews, the most surprising thing, something you were wrong about, your riskiest assumption going forward. You take your pick at this point.
The most interesting thing is this whole program, man. I'm gonna tell you, I learned a lot from this program because I actually started out before this program, and then my wife signed me up for it. I never thought I would even get in it, and I just learned so much. I was able to double back and recreate my company from scratch. I mean, it's just a whole slew of information with this program.
Great job.
So.
All right, another round of applause. Round of applause for LocalZ. I want you to keep that energy up, up. How we feeling? Come on. Keep that energy up. Keep that energy up. We need it. 10 weeks. Let's give it up for my man, Jordan Smith.
No one told me how hard it would be to succeed as a personal trainer. Did you know that 80% of personal trainers who start their own fitness business fail within the first 2 years of starting? My name is Jordan Smith. I'm an experienced personal trainer and now the founder of Rep Reserve. I believe that independent personal trainers managing less than 50 clients need a client retention tool to help turn their existing clientele into their sales force. Coming into the program, I was under the impression that personal trainers had a hard time scaling their business because of how they managed and ran their business. With 115 interviews completed, we learned what our 3 main problems were for our customer segment. First was their delay in lead to sell time, which is simply how long it takes them to acquire a new client. Then came the problems with scheduling, and lastly was the process that they use to handle client renewals. We also know that as their business grows, so does these problems. So to think about, Rep Reserve, a couple things that we want to do to handle those problems for our clients. First, we want to automate, streamline, and offer a completely new level of convenience and efficiency. This means no more manually scheduling clients, no more chasing after clients for payments, and you can finally enjoy working on your business while working within it. Now, I am pleased to announce that Rep Reserve is indeed a go. And if you would like to be a part of us, please take a moment to scan the QR code above, and I look forward to chatting with you all. And once again, my name is Jordan Smith, the proud founder of Rep Reserve, and I thank you for your presence and participation this evening. And I'm ready to take any questions.
Great job. So let me unpack this a little bit so I just want to understand.
Okay.
So trainers, I know traditionally they're tied to gyms, so a lot of their payments go through gyms. Are you targeting trainers that are independent and they go from various locations? So who's the target market for this?
Yes, sir. So our customer segment is the independent personal trainer who manages less than 50 clients. So this is the personal trainer who's not employed by Planet Fitness or LA Fitness, but these are people who may run their own business or doing their own side hustles for personal training.
That's a huge point. Like that's an important point. Yep. And for the platform. So when I think about how you're generating revenue here, obviously there's a lot of exchange between the consumer and the trainer. Are you charging per transaction, or is this a SaaS play?
No. So our plan is to offer a monthly subscription to the person who is running their fitness business. So the independent personal trainer will pay a monthly subscription, which allows their clients who they onboard to use that platform free of charge.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
How does the, it was a nice job.
Thank you.
How does your platform differ though than having sort of a calendar for scheduling?
I got you, perfect. So this is completely different than that. A lot of times these scheduling apps are just generalized and they do just that sole purpose of scheduling, no matter who you are or what it is that you do. Rep Reserve, we're built with the trainer in mind, with actual information and data from those trainers based on the 115 interviews that we completed. So like we said, we want to automate, streamline, and offer a new level of convenience and efficiency. Other scheduling apps simply don't offer that real solution.
But can you sort of walk me through what about a trainer specifically would change the scheduling?
Yeah, so a lot of times with personal trainers, their biggest problem that they were having was that they're using a multitude of different apps and platforms, and they're doing things manually, which don't offer a real solution for their real problems. So as their business grows, they're gonna outgrow those current solutions, which is where Rep Reserve come into play, to automate, streamline, and make it convenient.
Thank you.
So if the foundation of your startup is problem, customer fit, I think you did a great job with customer and the persona and building off the first couple questions on who it is. If you had to pick from the 3 problems to solve, which one would you focus on? And if you can tie it back to your interviews, bonus points.
Great question. If I had to pick out of the 3 main problems, which one would I focus on? I will focus on the lead to sell time portion, because that would be the most prioritized part in their success for their business. But although they do have scheduling and client payments, those would be features that we want to tie into the app to help them reach their ultimate goal of being successful and not falling victim to being in that 80 percentile of people who failed as a personal trainer. Thank you.
Great job, great job, great job, man. And he looked good too, didn't he? Look at that suit. Where you get that at, man? Gotta get back in the gym. Jeez. Do a push-up or two. Y'all keep that energy up. Clap them hands for the beautiful Miss Lauren Daniels and Sharon Moss.
Hello, everyone. As owner of 2 venues and a bar staffing company, I understand the challenges that it takes to get to a successful event. Whether the bride is running late or if the bar is running out of Hennessy, venue owners need something to keep them and their vendors on track. What I also understand is that poor communication can lead to bad reviews, which could make or break a venue's success. Hi, my name is Lauren Daniels. I'm co-founder and CEO of Digital Rich Technologies. My co-founder, Sharon Dawson, and I are on a mission to help other small to mid-sized event venues between 5 and 5,000 capacity with their space operations. With the help of our coach Jeff and specialist Sean, we're conducting research to get to the true pain point for venue owners. Our original hypothesis is that venue owners needed something to help them with their space operations. But once we interviewed over 100 venue owners and managers, what we realized is that the true pain point is not only in the operations, but the communications and day of execution. We're creating a real-time collaboration where event owners and managers can provide real information live time to caterers, planners, and other stakeholders. We're optimizing operations by eliminating the need to sift through emails and spreadsheets, saving time, money, and day of event frustrations. Also, what we realized is that according to Allied Research, the events industry is worth $95 billion. So creating a solution for venue owners could be an industry-shifting solution. Based on this, it's a go for our next steps. We're going to continue with interviews and develop an MVP. So if you want to know more about us and follow us on our journey, please contact us. Thank you.
Great presentation. And so I grew up in my grandfather owned venue, so I'm surprised this space is like a mess. So, and the bar can never run out of Hennessy. So that's important. I'm glad you said that. No, so help me understand, because this is such a huge market, like specifically who you're targeting is I know you talked about the size of the venue, but what is it that you're providing that venue that is unique to them? Is it just a marketplace for them to manage their business quicker and get more suppliers involved, or what exactly are they getting out of the platform?
Sure, great question. So as you stated, we're targeting small to mid-sized event venues between 5 and 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
What we're providing them is a real live collaboration tool in which they can get live updates as the events are going on. So if the bride's running late, they'll know. They don't have to check the email. What time is the bride coming? They have that real-time feed that they can get in a text or a link sent to them so they can see a live stream of what's going on. Same with other vendors as well as the internal team, so that way they know what's going on and not have to worry about it.
So it's not necessarily, this is not a platform to better support the actual venue. This is actually to better connect the consumer to the venue experience. Is that?
The consumers as well as the venue owners, managers, and vendors.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the identification of a need for better communication between all the aspects of what happens at an event is really key to having a successful event. Would you say that let's take a venue that does weddings. So is it that when the venue manages all the aspects of it, or like, let's say the bride, let's say they've picked their own florist, and let's say they've picked their own, all the different aspects. So the way you have this communication, does the customer sort of have to provide all the different interactions with the venue, or this is for when venues actually do the flowers and do all the different parts?
That's a great question, and that's actually the problem that we're solving. There are some venues that do provide all of that internally, so they have a quicker link because they're working with the teams that they're working with. However, there are venues that allow the customer, the bride, to outsource all of those things. But the problem is on the day of, if you don't have a really good communication, that's where things go wrong. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, for most venues, even if this was an outside vendor, the venue gets the blame because they're the house. And so we're putting a link in that chain to help streamline that communication.
I think that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
How'd you go about finding venue? Did you pop into venues and say, can I ask you some questions, or did you reach out?
Say it one more time. Sorry.
How'd you find venue owners to talk to? Did you physically go to venues? Or what, like a gentleman said earlier, he went to the promenade to find people. How'd you literally go and find venue owners?
Yeah, so as venue owners ourselves, we have, we are the owners, and then we also have a great community of other venue owners. So luckily we got to go not only in Michigan, but because our venue are in Illinois, we got to look into other regions to see what that pattern looks like and how they're affected as well.
Great.
Follow-up question. So the light bulb just went off when you explained it here a second ago about the market is for, I'm a consumer and I'm actually outsourcing some of my vendors, plus I'm using like a hall or something. This is a platform for all of them to be on at the same time.
Yep, that's correct.
So in this space, like think about that, being able to invite somebody and do like I'm thinking of like a Monday or like a project management platform. Is that your competitor just tailored for this industry, or who's your competitor in this space?
Well, right now our competitor would be like some of those like wedding planning apps. But unfortunately, some of our competitors that we've seen focus on things like marketing or food or CRM. However, they're not focusing on the true operations and communication, which is where we're coming in.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Another round of applause. Another round of applause for Lauren Daniels and Sharon Doss. Keep that energy going for my man, Mike Bagazinski. Round of applause, round of applause.
All right. Think about the last time you went out and bought clothing. How did you figure out where to go? How did you figure out what to buy? How did you figure out how much it should cost? How did you find all this information? Was it from Google? Was it from Amazon? Did you end up on a 20 to 30 minute product research journey? Did this leave you with more direction when it was over? Well, over the past 2 months, Colleen, Zach, and I became obsessed with this issue. Why? In the age of information, is it so hard to be an informed consumer? When I first came into TechTown, I thought people struggled with saving time and saving money when they shop for their hobby. This didn't turn out to be entirely true, because people aren't really concerned with how much they're spending on their hobby. And this prevented them from doing the type of product research that I wanted to learn from. So what I needed to do is I needed to find the type of people who were naturally going to be doing a lot of product research. I needed to figure out what they were buying and how they were shopping. So after 153 interviews, I started to recognize a pattern where young professionals struggled to make well-informed purchasing decisions regarding clothing because they weren't engaging in the type of product research that they should naturally be doing. And the reason they weren't doing this is because search engines are broken. Traditional search engines are designed to keep you scrolling so that they can deliver you more ads and they can make more money. So if you aren't naturally engaging in the product research, if you're skipping that step in your buying process, you're overspending and you're ending up with products consistently that you don't like. So here's what we do about it. First thing we need to do is we need to take product information from all across the web. We need to take product reviews, product inventories, consolidate it into one channel, create a whole new method of search that empowers the consumer to shop smarter. The second thing we need to do is we need to remove advertising from search results on our platform so that we can actually build the tools that help people save time and save money when they shop online, and shop by store, shop by price, and shop local inventory. So if you're interested in better online shopping, go download my app. Thank you.
Great presentation. So I just want to clarify, like who's your competitor in this space? This is just like, am I competing against Google search?
Yeah, I would say right now the primary competitor is Google Shopping specifically. I mean, there's Bing Shopping. Bing has an LLM interface, but in this initial stage, it is a platform like Google.
And for customers, can you explain your go-to-market strategy as far as how you're going to generate revenue? Like, who's the buyer in this scenario?
Yeah. So our revenue model is a B2C subscription service. So we offer a shopping subscription for premium search features that can help you shop smarter.
Okay, so the consumer's paying.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Thank you.
So I'm interested in how you made that transition. It sounds like you started off with interested in people who have hobbies.
Yeah.
And then you ended up in clothing. When you started interviewing people, they were like, well, no, hobby's not a problem, but clothing is. Like, how did you discover this as a problem?
Yeah, so I started with people who what's your hobby? And I wasn't really getting anywhere in terms of defining a better target audience. So I realized I was actually trying to my strategy was I picked a certain segment. You like doing mountain biking. You like, building models, right? And then I was trying to figure out what their habits and behaviors were related to the product they bought. When I really should have been starting with the habits and behaviors that they naturally use to start shopping and do product research. And once I started doing that, I talked to researchers, I talked to people who do lowercase r research in professional life, right? And I figured out what are your methods for shopping? And if you're a researcher, let's say, you do research, you're more likely, are you more likely, I found this out, to be doing more in-depth product research in your personal life. And then, I was asking, what do you buy? Clothing was a huge thing, not just like workwear, not just casual wear, but apparel for exercise or whatever.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I admittedly used the lean startup buzzword, riskiest assumptions earlier, but same question, but hopefully better language. So if you could answer one question going forward for free without having to do 100 interviews, and I'm not suggesting that you don't do 100 interviews, but if you could get one freebie, what do you want to know? If you had a magic wand,
I kind of missed what you said at the beginning.
What do you need to know? Like, if you could answer one question about your business, about your customers going forward, and it was free and it wouldn't require any money or effort, what do you want to know if you had a crystal ball?
So I want to know if my strategy moving forward is correct. So I'm starting by building search features. We're an integrated social and e-commerce platform. We're starting with the e-commerce aspects to attract value to consumers by creating a novel method of product research that we think people are willing to pay for. So I want to know whether or not the revenue model is correct. Because we're taking, we have space elsewhere on our platform outside of search results for advertising to make money. And if people seem to really like, based off my interviews, that they want a better way of shopping for clothing. So if they like those features but not willing to pay for them, I want to know as soon as possible because there's other opportunities to make money through ads.
I love it, and I love it that you threw in as soon as possible. Nice.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, another round of applause for Mike. And keep that same energy for Miss Mycia Edens coming to the stage.
$100,000, yes, 100,000 motorcycle accidents last year, 2023, 20% higher than the previous year. Motorcyclists are 28 times more likely than other vehicle occupants to die in a crash. Hi, my name is Mycia Edens, and I am the founder of Innovation Logistics, and this is my team, Colleen and Sean. Someone in my family has had multiple motorcycle accidents due to distracted drivers and unaware of drivers. After earning my master's degree in public health, I became deeply committed in preventative action for public safety. My original hypothesis was that motorcyclists would be interested in advanced technology for their safety while being on the road. After conducting 112 interviews, I found out that 80% of drivers are very unaware and unconscious of motorcyclists. I did, however, have a strong hypothesis, but I did find out that commercial drivers, rideshare drivers, and regular drivers will be interested in advanced technology for them to be alerted for motorcyclist presence. Introducing the Ride With Me app, where motorcyclists and other drivers will connect. And when motorcyclists prefer driving, they will hit the Ride With Me app, and when within 500 to 700 feet, they will be alerted through a GPS tracking system and notification. This will enhance road safety, ensuring better protection for motorcyclists. Again, my name is Mycia. My business is Innovation Logistics, and I am looking for developers. Thank you.
Great presentation. So, and I'm somebody that gets very nervous when motorcyclists are around. So I understand the problem, but in this solution, who's the consumer here? Am I, because I'm the nervous driver when I see a motorcyclist, going to buy your app, or am I going to be invited to your app free based on a motorcyclist buying it? Like explain to me how that works.
So the motorcyclist would be responsible for the monthly subscription. Every other driver, so I thought, would not pay for it. So I would have wanted it to be free for every other driver, but mandatory to be on your phone through like maybe the insurance companies. But after doing my interviews, drivers did say they would pay for the subscription because everyone has been startled by a motorcycle. So truck drivers said they would adopt it, and rideshare drivers such as Lyft and Uber.
Great, and I would, and I encourage you to look at probably some research on like the commercial insurance rider that they're paying because of the casualties to motorcycles, especially in like large fleet spaces, because that's very interesting. So you're saying insurance companies are going to mandate it, consumers are going to buy it?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think this is an amazing idea, and I've also worked in public health, and I was surprised. I was in Lansing at the time when the motorcyclists were petitioning the fact that they shouldn't have to wear helmets. So I know that motorcyclists don't actually the motorcyclists themselves probably would not pay for extra safety features because something as simple as a helmet they don't want to wear. So unfortunately. But I think that drivers would really pay for this because I've also been scared with motorcyclists. And actually, I think bicyclists too. Not just motorcyclists, but bicycles too. It's like, it's very scary when bicycles, swerve on the road. And so I think you did a great job, and I think there's a real need for this. But the more we can keep the motorcyclists out of it and the drivers into it, I think the more it'll work.
Can I comment on that? Motorcyclists right now don't use any type of technology currently. When I asked them what type of protection do they use, it was clothes, loud pipes, and music. So they all said this was an excellent idea.
Yeah, no, it is an excellent idea. I just.
They said they would pay for it.
They said they would pay for it. Okay.
Yes.
I focused most of my comments on, the problem and the customer, but run some experiments to turn they would pay for it into they did pay for it.
You said say that one more?
Turning it into they would pay for it to they did pay for it.
Oh,
So
they did
testing
pay for
as
it.
fast as possible to prove and get some data around payment, even if, again, now I'm leaning into the lean startup jargon, but even if it's a landing page where you're pre-selling something, try to get some evidence. If maybe you've done it already, but if you haven't, trying to get some evidence, turning those would pays into did pays.
Okay. Thank you. That's it?
Great job. Another round of applause. Check, check, check. You hear me? All right, cool. All right. Another round of applause for Mycia Edens. As a former motorcyclist, I can confirm that clothes, loud pipes, and music do keep you safe on the road. I'm still here. Y'all give another round of applause. Keep that energy up for my man, Mr. Terrence Johnson.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Terrence Johnson. I am the founder of For Sure. I stand before you today, not just as a proud father, but a father of baby girls, 2 baby girls. With the joy of not only 1, but 2 baby girls comes with a lot of sleepless nights and endless responsibilities. Ah, damn. But I'm not just here to talk about parent struggles. I'm here to talk about how to escape those struggles. I want to thank my team, Colleen and Zach, for joining me on this mission to figure out who will benefit from this app the most. My original hypothesis was, my initial hypothesis was to figure out, was catered towards young influencers and nightlife goers. Through the 100 interviews that I've conducted, I figured out who would benefit from this app the most. People like me, those who have no influence on where to go, and those who are working with limited time. Excuse me, y'all. Damn, I had this down packed too. Sorry, y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
All right, so we're gonna walk through this in Q&A. So For Sure this is a software platform or a mobile app.
Correct.
So the correlation between you being a father of 2 children, was it that people similar to you who have limited time can make money through your app? What's the connection between?
So it was more so geared towards helping people like me or parents find the hottest places in town to attend, and I feel like it will benefit club owners, venue owners, bar owners, things like that.
Okay, all right. So the market is just for people who are looking for entertainment, and it just happens that people who have less time maybe have kids at home, and this cuts through that cycle time.
Right.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
And how would what's your business model for it?
The business model, I would create like a subscription for the venue owners, the club owners, to kind of promote on my platform in real time, updates and things of that nature.
Thank you.
You got 150 new best friends, so what do you need from the community? And if you don't,
what was that? I didn't.
What do you need most from the community right now? How can everyone help?
What do I need most from the community?
Yeah.
Just going on the app, trying to find the hottest places, and just trying to have a good time, basically.
Love it.
Thank y'all.
Y'all give Terrence another round of applause, man. Another round of applause. It is not easy to get up here and present, and I really commend this young man, father of 2 twin babies, and he did all of those interviews, him and his beautiful partner, and they did a wonderful, wonderful job to be here today, and they're building something great for their kids. So I want you to give another round of applause for that young man. And I want you to keep that going for my man's Tony with Munch Time, baby. Let's eat.
Hello, everyone. Who's hungry?
I can eat.
Well, let's find out what we're having for dinner. My name is Tony Fundenberg, and I am the founder of Munch Time. Munch Time is a recipe app that suggests a variety of meals based upon the ingredients entered by the user. It also gives the user the ability to create a meal calendar and have recipe ingredients shipped straight to home. Let's see how we got to this point in Munch Time. I started this concept with the initial hypothesis: people who have food restrictions wanted tech to help them choose their next meal. But with my team, Zach Sharufi and Mac Hendricks, what we found out by conducting 110 customer interviews was people with tech wanted help to find options that are healthy to eat and easy to get. And we also found that people were struggling to determine what to eat next and having to go to multiple grocery stores to get the ingredients they didn't have available. No one wanted to spend additional time and money to get ingredients that they wanted to cook at home. But still, they went from store to store and went and stand in line after line to get the groceries at their checkout. That's why we need Munch Time. With access to millions of recipes tailored to you and you and you, all with getting the ingredients shipped straight to their doorstep without even leaving home. Thank you.
Great presentation, and I love the idea. I found out during COVID my son has 6 allergies, so trying to find unique dishes is extremely difficult. So if I understand the model, I can take any ingredient that I know he's not allergic to in the house, I input it in here, and it's going to give me options for what I can cook.
Correct. It's for ingredients that you want, and you can also filter out the ingredients you cannot have.
And what do you, when you think about that database, have you gotten to the point where are you using to create that algorithm? Is this AI in the back of this that's doing this, or is this just using an existing database, somebody that's already got the cookbook already, and you're just reformatting it? Or what's kind of the secret sauce behind it?
It's actually going to be a search of the World Wide Web for everything that's out there that people have recipes out there for.
Okay, thank you.
So I love the logo. I myself have celiac disease, so I know about certain ingredients and looking for certain recipes that work, so I can definitely relate to this. How are you going to manage to be able to deliver all the ingredients to people? I mean, especially since it depends how many people they're cooking for, and then there's fresh ingredients and preserved ingredients.
Well, as a part of our website, the delivery service is done by a third party, so we're taken completely out of the picture. Our goal is to have people get the recipes and the food menu options that they need.
I see, okay. And will you get a commission for referring them to the...
Absolutely.
I see, got it. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yes.
That was my same question. Were you solving the recipe and the platform or the logistics? So I guess I'll go back to one of the originals. Surprising learning or interesting learning, or something you were wrong about? Surprising learning, interesting learning, or something you were wrong about?
Okay, so I started off with people that were lactose intolerant just to see if I can get going, but I found that it was pretty much going towards everybody, anyone who wanted a selection of meals just to go with what their tastes were. Thank you.
All right, another round of applause. Round of applause for Tony and Munch Time. Keep that energy going for our final participant, Mr. Tyrone Boyd with AI Product Assist.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Tyrone Boyd, and I am here from AI Product Assist. My team consists of myself, as well as Dave and Akeem. Our original hypothesis was people who buy fashion online are more likely to purchase if they could find specific items listed through unconventional search methods. So we were really thinking like, just imagine you sitting somewhere, someone has on something that you like, and you just take a picture of it, and immediately you'll have an opportunity to make that purchase. But we thought to ourselves like, man, that's a little creepy. Can you imagine sitting somewhere just chilling and someone just comes and take your picture? So we thought, okay, well, maybe we need to readjust. So we thought, hey, let's just look and see what the data says. And to our surprise, we realized that poor product descriptions lead to most customers' dissatisfaction. In fact, 56% of the people said that they felt like they were being misled by inaccurate product descriptions. A third of the people said that they actually had issues when it came to matching the sizes with the descriptions, and that was followed by the third of the people who said that it was basically a return policy issue that was preventing them from making online purchases. So we realized that most people actually already had a solution in process. They were using consumer reviews, but we thought, hey, well, what happens if you only got one review? Or if you got one review on Best Buy and one review on Amazon and they just don't mix. So our solution was an AI-powered review analysis that works on multiple e-commerce platforms in order to deliver you a dashboard at a glance, quick information so you can get the decisions, make the decisions in order to, if you were gonna make that purchase or not. So we give you a reliable product information, an average review score, as well as the size and accuracy score. So my startup is in the process of go. It's greenlit. It has mass appeal and the capacity for rapid scalability, and we're currently seeking capital investors as well as strategic partnerships. I'll gladly answer any questions.
Oh, great job. And I love the fact that you presented some data to support or debunk your hypothesis, and it allows you to move in the right direction with your idea. So just so I understand the process here of because is the goal to purchase the actual shoe or clothing on your platform, or is it just to inform the customer?
It's just to give you product research. That's it.
Okay.
We don't really sell any information. We just give you an opportunity to research the product or not.
And in that instance, who's the buyer here? Is it the business
Consumer.
or is it the consumer?
The consumer.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep. Next.
So wait, what is the business, so if the consumer, I can see how the consumer benefits from it, but then what's the business model for it?
The business model is just an app in the App Store. So we really haven't tried to figure out a price or anything, but like we just wanted to serve this specifically as an app for the
So in other words, you pay one price to download the app, and then you have the app.
Yep. Maybe $9.99 and is yours, or maybe $1.99 a month, something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Next. And I see your face. You got something for me.
Is the last question of the night?
Yes.
I'll throw it to the audience.
Uh-oh.
Got to do something. It's the last question of the night. Or you can answer your biggest risk going forward.
My biggest risk going forward is just to make sure that we actually, so I have a background in marketing, so I don't like to market to this person, this person, and this person. I only want to reach my target audience just to maximize my advertising budget. So it's just making sure that we actually nail, that our marketing dollars are directly to who they're supposed to be going after, our target audience. Is that it?
What was the best
No
thing
music.
about the program?
Oh, before I leave here, I gotta say, what up, though, Detroit?
All right, y'all give it up another round of applause for Tony Boyd, and give another round of applause for all of our participants who had the bravery to step up here today. and present in front of you lovely people. It is not easy at all to do. I am joined here on stage now by our senior program manager, Miss Amanda Benno, who is going to talk about our awards that our judges will be scoring for this evening.
Thank you, and congrats to every founder here who was brave and courageous enough to get up on the stage in front of such a huge audience. Nicely done. So what's up for grabs? We have 4 different awards tonight. We've got first place for $1,500, second place for $750, third place for $500. Definitely know that the judges are going to have a tough job deliberating and making their final decisions. You all in our audience tonight will also have the difficult job because we also have a People's Choice Award for $250. What's going to happen shortly is all of our judges are going to be directed to the deliberation room. They'll spend about 15 minutes going through a few different criteria like quality of pitch, interviews conducted, viability. And while that's happening, we want all of you to grab your device, scan the QR code that we'll have up on the screen shortly and throughout the venue, and make your vote for the People's Choice. So.
All right. So judges, if you wouldn't mind following the beautiful Miss Amanda Benno to the judges' room. And the rest of you pull out those devices and vote for your favorite founder who pitched this evening. We are going to deliberate for about 15 minutes. We'll make an announcement. You all can feel free to hit the restroom, go ahead and grab some drinks from the bar. Not too many, because you still got to come back in here, right? And grab whatever food is remaining. I'm sure it's probably all gone. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys this evening. How are we feeling? Everybody feeling good? Feeling great? All right. Good. I want to thank you all for coming out this evening. We really appreciate your time, and I know our founders do as well. And we're going to give out some money. How's that sound? I'm not talking about Justin Tuck money. But maybe y'all will be able to get there one day. I'm joined on stage by our program manager for capital programs, Mr. Caleb Conley. So if you are a potential founder out here and you're looking for funding opportunities, this might be the man you might want to talk to for a couple of minutes before you leave here today. All right? Absolutely. All right, and we are going to go ahead and announce our winners. I believe we're going to start with our third place winner, valued at $500, and I'm going to go ahead and pass that over to Mr. Conley.
So the third place winner, winning $500, is, we're going to do the drum roll. You doing drum roll? Miss Mycia Edens from Innovation Logistics, LLC.
Y'all keep that applause going for Miss Mycia Edens. I also want to state that up here on stage, handing out these large checks to our founders are 2 participants who have actually won this showcase. I want you to give a round of applause for Ms. Brittany McGee and Mr. Kevin Tolberg. Give us some rounds of applause. Yeah. All right. Let me get that drum roll one time for me. And second place for $750. Let's give it up for Mr. J.C. Price with Parallel. Let's go. Y'all keep that round of applause going. Keep it going, 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 keep it going. Hey. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. All right. We're going to give out some more money. Let me see. I got $1,500 that I want to give out to our first place winner. Let me get some drum rolls, please. Drum rolls, drum rolls. And at this time, I want to stop and thank our sponsors this evening. Let's give it up for Joey and Nikita, Dr. Nikita Jones with Local Zine. Keep that round of applause going until they get up here on this stage, baby. Keep it going. Keep it going. Yes, yes, yes. Hey. Look, look, look. Hey, there we go. Y'all give it up for our first, second, and third place winners. And I've been told that the people have also spoken this evening. You guys had the opportunity to vote on who you thought was your favorite pitch that you saw this evening, and that person is going to be $250 richer, and it's all thanks to each and every one of you individuals who voted. And Mr. Caleb Conley is going to announce that winner right now, and I'm going to give him a round of applause and some drum rolls. Let's go.
And the People Choice winner is Mr. Jordan Smith from Ref Reserve. Let's make some noise. Keep it going, keep it going. Round of applause.
Keep those rounds of applause going. Keep those rounds of applause going. Y'all give it up for all of your winners here, your prize winners here, because there are no losers. Every single founder who pitched today is a winner because they had the courage to go through this program and they had the courage to come up on stage and pitch their ideas to you guys, and they're not done. They're going to keep going. So round of applause for everybody you saw tonight. Yes, 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 yes. All right, and if you look on your screen there, you'll be able to see a lovely picture of all of our founders. If you want to contact any of those people, you can go to TechTownDetroit.org, and you can click on their profile pictures there, and you can have the opportunity to contact any founder that you see on that list. So if you're a developer, if you're a funder, if you are a coach or a mentor, please reach out to these people and give them some encouragement, give them some support, give them some love, because they need it in order to grow. I want you to give another round of applause for our judges here tonight. Special judges, Mr. Justin Turk, Ms. Tammy Mosas, and Mr. Adam Burke. We really appreciate you guys' time, and we thank your efforts. And we know it wasn't easy. That deliberation got kind of hot in there, man. I don't know. It was tough. It was real tough in there. You know, I got to thank Jackie Barnes for, riling us in there for a little bit, right? And we want to go ahead and thank for everybody who made this event possible this evening. Gilbert Family Foundation, U.S. Economic Development Administration, the William Dow Foundation, Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and Black Tech Saturdays. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you for all of you. Now, if you want to come to another exciting entrepreneurial connection opportunity tomorrow at TechTown Detroit, right across the street, what's that address? 440 Burroughs. That's the address that I go to all the time. At 6:30, have the wonderful opportunity to connect with founders who have gone through our programs on both the SBS and tech space, and highlight and learn and be able to network and learn at the same time, right? So go ahead and scan that QR code. You can RSVP there. Thank you all for your support. We appreciate your donations. We appreciate your reservations. And thank you again for coming out. You all be safe. You do not have to go home, but you do have to leave here very soon. Okay? Round of applause. Thank you guys. We appreciate you so much.